The governor of Peru has made an emergency appeal for more tents for the 200,000 people made homeless by the devastating earthquake. In addition, many people had died. I think it was over 500 people. And here's a BBC News article about that Peru earthquake, which to me was a fulfillment of my intuition pertaining to feeling something very bad or something big was going to take place on my side of the planet. And Peru is south of the border of America. Number 7 is S17IS. I believe S17IS was about the coming death of my brother Tazo. I believe S17IS was sadly fulfilled in November 5th, 2007. Here's a little pamphlet about, death of my brother here, as you see there. It was a very bad day. And I believe my intuition and gut feeling about something bad was going to happen to my family came to pass. Okay. Number 8 is S18IS. I believe S18IS was about the coming presidency of Barack Hussein Obama. I believe S18IS was fulfilled in January 2009 when Obama was sworn in as America's 44th president and America's first black president. The next and last number in this segment is the number 9. Number 9 is the last number in letter I, section 1. Number 9 is S19IS. I believe S19IS was about the coming confirmation of Hillary Rodham Clinton as the new Secretary of State, and I believe S19IS was also fulfilled in January 2009. Next is section 1, letter M. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dream in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11MD. I believe S11MD was about the coming Hurricane Katrina incident, and I believe S11MD was fulfilled in 2005. Here's a BBC News piece which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. On September 29, 2005, the city police chief spoke of babies being raped. Mayor Ray Nagin told stories of Superdome evacuees watching hooligans killing people, raping people. Next, and here's the article about what was going on during Hurricane Katrina. Next is section 1, letter P. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dreams in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11PD. S11PD was fulfilled in 2005. Here's a BBC News article which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. On April 3rd, 2005, Pope John Paul III, Pope John Paul II, the third longest serving pontiff in history, has died at the age of 84. And here's a BBC News article about Pope John Paul II, who has died. The next and last number of this segment is the number 2. Number 2 is the last number in letter P, section 1. Number 2 is S12PD. I believe S12PD was about the coming arrival of Pope Benedict to New York City, and I believe S12PD was fulfilled in 2008. I will read an About.com news report which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. On April 19, 2008, the 5th day of his first apostolic journey to the United States, Pope Benedict XVI became the first apostolic ever to celebrate a Mass in St. Patrick Cathedral in New York City. While the Mass limited to 2,200 priests and male and female religious, it was in some way even more impressive than the public Mass that the Holy Father held in National Stadium in Washington, D.C., and Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And I have, let's see. Next is section 1, letter R. Here's my proof of evidence that showed my dream in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11RD. S11RD was fulfilled in 2003. Here's a BBC News article which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. On October 13, 2003, a Russian Navy captain has launched an outspoken attack on the equipment used to tow a nuclear submarine which sank in the Barents Sea, killing 9 people. And here's the BBC News report about the fulfillment of my dream here, as you see there. And remember in this dream I've spoken about that I seen a man in black. black uniform. Okay, this is the person I see. And then beside the man who wore all black, I see a black bear. Well, the black bear symbolized Russia. And this is what I dreamt about, and that's why I believe this dream came to pass. And also, once again, I'm going to show the drawing I made about the Navy vessel that flipped over or flipped upside down in the ocean. And as you see there, some people I dreamt about were also rescued during this terrible time at sea for the sailors. The next and last letter in this proof of evidence segment is the letter T. Letter T is the last letter in section 1. Here's my proof of evidence that shows my dreams in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11TD. I believe S11TD was about the coming collapse of World Trade Center 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I believe S11TD was fulfilled in 2001. I will read a 9/11 research article that talks about the fulfillment of my dream. In September 11, 2001, the World Trade Center super block held buildings 3, 4, and 5. Building 3, 4, 5, and 6. All of these buildings were severely damaged by falling rubble from the towers and then by fire that burned for hours. And remember I drawn about this dream about seeing one wall, but actually there was 4 walls in one. Well, the 4 walls represented, in my opinion, represented building, let's see here, represented building 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 2 is S12TD. S12TD was fulfilled in 2003. Here's a New York Daily News article which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. In January 22, 2003, Boston firm wants Antonio Gaudi's 1908 proposal for skyscraper to rise at World Trade Center. And here's the Daily News article about what the architects at this time wanted to replace the World Trade Tower with. As you see there, this is what they wanted to replace at first, the World Trade Tower with. And remember, I dreamt about a futuristic building that stood beside the World Trade Tower. See, as you see there, this is my my vision of what I've seen in this dream pertaining to this futuristic building. As you see there, there's a tall building in the middle with like a string or bow here around its neck, and there's several buildings like connected to it. There's another building, and as you see here, there's horizontal slit for windows. And if you let me show this article again. As you see here, that's what I dreamt. Something similar. This is what the architect wanted to first replace the World Trade Tower with. You see the tall building here, and you see buildings next to it, and you see slits or horizontal slits for windows. And like I said, it was a ring, which I see. And this futuristic building that I dreamt about. That's why I believe this particular dream had come to pass. The next and last number in this segment is the number 3. Number 3 is the last number in letter T, section 1. Number 3 is S13TD. S13TD was fulfilled in 2001. I will read